Hi everyone, this is Emma from livinginperfectharmony.net. So I wanted to come on today and do a video. I was going to make it a podcast, but I decided to do one of my videos for this one instead. As you will see from the title, it's about narcissists, sociopaths and psychopaths, but this is from a spiritual perspective. If this is a playlist you would like to see in the podcast, let me know in the comments and I will start doing it as part of the podcast instead. But for today, I just wanted to do a quick video really. So, as some of you may be aware, narcissists, sociopaths and psychopaths are of the same breed with varying degrees of sadism, I guess you could say. If you are a light worker, you will probably have come across in your life a narcissist. We also have psychopaths running the show in government and in the elite and things like that. There are normal people, however, who walk the streets who fit into these traits, and as I say, you will probably have come across one in a relationship or something. You may be in recovery from one now if you've managed to get away and realise what they are, or you may have already been able to heal from that. It is quite damaging being in a relationship with a narcissist or a sociopath or psychopath. I mean, that's even worse, really, in a lot of ways. But I kind of wanted to touch on today what it's like from a spiritual perspective. So I've actually done a video. It's on my YouTube channel. It's about soul retrieval, but it kind of goes into detail about dark force energies and entities and things like that, and how they kind of attach onto our light and energies and siphon off us. You might have heard the term energy vampires. So that's basically what these people are, and that's the point of view I want to come from today. If you are a light worker, or if you are currently having a spiritual awakening, then you've probably come to realise that we have lots of up-level stages. Knowledge is power, as I always like to say. So if you haven't got to that point yet, I do suggest you go out and learn all about what narcissists, sociopaths and psychopaths are, and especially the red flags. They like to look for our vulnerabilities. They like to love bomb us. They might come across as being a friend, or try and get into a relationship like really quickly. They'll want to move in, things like that. So it's about becoming aware of the signs so you can protect yourself. So as we up level, we go through little tests, and you may find that one will try and come in. This is actually, I'd say, more to do with the energies than the person, because obviously once you go through your healing and you keep up leveling, you get stronger and stronger as time progresses. You learn to build boundaries and things like that. So really, a human will not have that capability of being able to break those boundaries, and you'll be able to spot them straight away. But that doesn't stop the kind of dark force energies that are behind these people from trying to give it a go. And from that perspective, you might not notice straight away. And ultimately what happens is it will end up in spiritual attack, and they'll try and kind of lower your defenses from that side instead, and then try and latch onto you from kind of making you feel scared. Fear lowers our vibration, and when that happens, it's easy for a dark entity to then attach. So they lower our defenses. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because yesterday I went through this very test, and because I was aware of it and I ended it as soon as I realised, I was then subjected to spiritual attack because I'd actually opened up a gateway for them to get in. Yes, it did lower my defences, but because I am fully knowledgeable on these people, I know all the signs, I was able to then do a energy clearing and clear that energy away, kind of seal any openings again and protect myself. So I just thought I would come on and make you aware that these things can happen, and you really need to start looking at this kind of stuff from a spiritual perspective. There's a lot of the dark force energies out there at the minute. It's being caused by all these riots that feeds into it. Things like that. So it's highly possible that it will happen to you. It is a spiritual warfare that's going on. And when you're spiritually awake, you'll realize that, and you'll see that it is the light against the dark. And the dark will constantly keep trying to attack us and finding ways in, because they don't want us reaching the level that ultimately stops them. And that's what's happening now, whether you're doing activism or meditation or whatever it is, or healing people even, or bringing awareness to people through videos like this. They don't want that happening, and they need to try and stop that. So that's kind of what we're seeing play out now. I mean, when this pandemic first came to light, the dark forces were kind of fed by all the fear and the sadness and the worry, and now it's kind of turned into anger, violence, things like that, and it's heavily feeding into these things. So it is important that you protect yourself. There are meditations on YouTube that you can do, or you could go to a healer for energy healings. I do that. You can visit my website to learn more about that, and if you'd like to book. And just protect your energies more than anything. We are all made of energies, and they are vulnerable when we're not putting that shield up to kind of protect ourselves from it. So I do suggest you go out and research. As I say, knowledge is power. The more you learn about these people, the more you recognise the red flags, the more you can stop it in its tracks before it gets really bad. I was able to do that yesterday. It did take a lot of work. It was quite a strong influence, really. I don't know whether they were consciously aware of what they were doing. Some people are kind of puppets to this, and this can happen unconsciously. Other people are fully aware of what they're doing, and when they don't get their own way, they will use dark magic and try and attack through psychic attack in that form. Psychic attack can happen just from someone sending negative thoughts your way, and that can cause a lot of chaos in your life. But as I say, it can also be done on a conscious level using dark force, magic, dark energies. So it's just something to be aware of. As I say, if you would like this as a playlist on the podcast, we can kind of go down that road as well as the other kind of awareness videos that we're currently doing. Just let me know in the comments. But just keep your vibe high. As long as your vibe's high, you're quite protected anyway. But do put the barriers in place. Learn how to protect yourself on a spiritual level, especially when you're going out and facing people kind of doing videos like this as well, because you don't know who's watching. And, them just sending negative thoughts at the screen can kind of affect you. I would say always protect before you go online. That's something else I've learned. But everything's a learning curve. So just keep doing what you can, keep going with it. So that was it for today. I just wanted to do a really quick video. If you do want this as a podcast, then obviously I will go into more depth in the podcast and give you more tools that can help you with this kind of thing. If you want to learn more about narcissists, I could do a podcast about that. Just let me know in the comments. So I hope everyone's well. We have the interview with Wilfred Wong on Thursday, so I will see you in the podcast if I don't see you before. So just take care of yourself, and I will see you soon. Namaste.